What's up everybody and welcome to the Fight Franchise and our recap and review of the co-main event of UFC 311 where Merab Dvalishvili successfully defended his title versus Umar Nurmagomedov in what was a very competitive and high-level MMA fight, which showed the difference between Dagestani and Georgian wrestling, and definitely Georgian cardio. Going to kind of break down the fight, what I thought of the fight, the hype going into it, and the kind of aftermath and what I want to see for both guys going forward. So going into the fight, very hyped matchup. Everyone was looking forward to this fight, you know. Umar Nurmagomedov got the Nurmagomedov name, undefeated, undisputed, a lot of hype, you know, has the backing of Islam, Khabib and that whole region, and, you know, has a huge Dagestani fan base, and with that name, you know, could become a huge star and have so much talent. Merab, on the other hand, you know, there's a lot of saltiness, a lot of craziness in the press conference, a lot of all this crazy talk in the build-up, you know, how they're enemies, how they're going at each other, how he feels disrespected by Umar. And this was a very heated matchup. Not heated in a sense like Conor and Khabib, who've got like bad blood. This was more very competitive with that edge, you know what I mean? That kind of on the rivalry of who's better, the regions they're talking about, where each of them train. You know, Merab stated, you know, I didn't have Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov training me since I was a kid. I was a construction worker who's worked hard and got here. So, and, you know, Umar saying you're old and you're past it. So a lot of hype going into it, which made this very competitive and kind of heated going in. They both square off, and the consensus was, you know, Umar Nurmagomedov will be too technical and will be able to kind of use his striking to outdo Merab on the feet. And then if he needs to in the grappling, he can stuff the takedowns. And if they do end up grappling, Umar would probably have the advantage, and that would be like on the ground because, you know, Merab isn't that much of a finish threat, whereas, you know, Umar can find submissions and he does look for the finish. You know, he tries to get the back and look for the rear naked choke and whatnot. They square off, and it's a very tentative first round, you know, and the one thing you noticed is the distance game, and Umar is playing quite a far distance game, and he's using his range and his blitzing in and striking, coming back and forth in, and they have a competitive first round where they're both kind of landing strikes, but it's Umar Nurmagomedov who's landing the more significant strikes and the more damaging strikes, and he's causing bruises and red marks over Merab's face, and then off the back of that, you know, Merab's looking for takedowns and he's having no success, and this, and the very first round, you're thinking to yourself, this is Umar's fight to win, you know. He's got the skill, he's got the advantage, and he's going to outdo Merab in this fight. He's going to show the technical level and why he is an Nurmagomedov, and he wins the first round. Second round, more of the same compared to the first round, you know. He's doing great work, you know. Merab's getting closer with those takedowns and he's finding those takedowns, and yeah, but Umar's just elusive. He's playing the distance game, and as Merab's coming in, he finds the way to kind of stuff the takedowns and land his offensive shots, lands the kicks, lands the strikes, and then towards the end of the second round, you know, he lands a beautiful takedown on Merab, and he's got Merab's back, and there's not really much time, and he doesn't do much work with it, but he's showing, look, I can threaten on the ground, and he's banked 2 rounds. There was, we'll go into the judges' scorecards later, but he's banked 2 rounds. The third round, very interesting round. You know, Umar's banked 2 rounds. This is where Merab has to come back into the fight, and he does. Merab kind of just starts putting the pressure on, and he starts blitzing forward a bit more. You know, Ray Longo says in the corner, he's getting tired and put your foot on the gas. And he starts putting his foot on the gas, and it's not like he convincingly wins the round. It's he just puts the pressure on, and he's landing the bit more strikes. He's eventually gets a takedown, and he's starting to wear on Umar Nurmagomedov, who does start to look visibly fatigued. And then Merab steals the third round, and he does the better work in the third round. And then Umar, going into this point, is 2-1 up, and on everyone's cards, kind of. And everyone's saying, you know, Umar Nurmagomedov's winning the first 2 rounds, Merab's won the third round. So he's 2-1 up. But when you look at the round and how they both look, you would think, you know, Merab was the guy up. Umar goes to his corner a bit dejected, looking down, because he's visibly, and he's fatigued, he's knackered. Whereas Merab, he's just like, yeah, another day in the park, this is a sparring session. He doesn't get tired. I don't know how, he might have the best cardio in MMA history. There's been a lot of debate on who has the best cardio, but it might be this guy, you know, to be able to shoot like over 20 takedowns in a 5-round fight is crazy. It's not very often that you see someone with that kind of output. And then, yeah, they both come out for the 4th round. And Umar Nurmagomedov's just kind of, his balance is gone, his legs are gone under him, his punches don't have the same sting because he's just knackered. His body's fatigued. He can't go as much as Merab, and Merab just keeps the pressure on, grappling takedowns, blitzes him with the striking, and he's starting to get takedowns more frequently. They're not damaging takedowns where he's getting him down and landing ground and pound. He's just taking him down, wearing his gas tank, putting his weight on Umar, and just depleting the gas tank of Umar Nurmagomedov. And eventually, Merab stolen the fourth round, and it's 2-2. And going into the fifth round at this point, momentum has completely shifted. Merab has weaponized his cardio to such an effect that Umar Nurmagomedov can't handle it. I guess we haven't seen Umar Nurmagomedov against this kind of pressure style grappler and, this pressure style cardio who can break you. Merab going into the fifth round, it's more of the same. It's competitive. It's back and forth the fifth round, and I was watching it thinking, could you argue it for Umar Nurmagomedov this fifth round? But there's a moment in the fifth round where he keeps getting more fatigued with the takedown. He's trying to stuff, and Merab's starting to get takedown, and Merab lands a huge shot which kind of stuns Umar Nurmagomedov, and that's the point where you go, okay, Umar's just sealed the round. Merab just sealed the round. He stuns Umar and then lands the takedown, and he's just kind of pushing Umar about. And then there's a moment in the fight where he's taken Umar down, and Umar gets up slowly. He gets to one knee, and you look, he's visibly tired. And then as he gets up, he's like, okay, let me get back in the fight. And Merab, to the end of the fight, lands another takedown. He's showboating and whatnot, and the optics just completely sway in the favour of Merab. Before the fight started, you were looking at the fight and going, okay, the first two rounds, Merab's going to be outclassed and be schooled in this fight, and then all of a sudden, he's weaponized his cardio and turned it right round. And, Merab could have gone another 5 rounds. He could have gone 10 rounds that night. I don't think if that fight went 10 rounds, Umar Nurmagomedov would still be in there, So it shows the difference in the level of cardio that he has compared to every other bantamweight and every other UFC fighter. Merab, decision is red, and rightfully so. It goes 3-2 and most judges' scorecards to Merab. There was one judge who had it 4-1, which was just a dumb decision, but the rightful man won, which is crazy when you saw how much he was being outclassed on the feet compared to himself, compared to the last 3 rounds. When he fought Sean O'Malley, he just went forward and pressured him, and O'Malley couldn't handle with the takedown defense. Umar has good striking and he has good takedown defense, and he did enough. Just once he was tired, he couldn't hang with Merab Dvalishvili, who just outdone him and outclassed him. It wouldn't surprise me if we see these two fight again. This is a fight I think we need to see again. Umar just has to earn some wins back and get back into that win column and earn this title fight back. But nonetheless, a tremendous fight. As for what I want to see for both guys going forward, this is the kind of rankings. Merab Dvalishvili, champ. Sean O'Malley 1, who he's already beat. Umar Nurmagomedov 2, he's already beat. Piotr Jan, he's already beat. He's beat the top 3 already. Merab is. What a run of names that is. These are the last 3 fights he's won. And he's beat Cejudo as well. Corey Sandhagen, who Umar's already beat. Davidson Figueiredo, who Piotr Jan's already beat. Marlon Vera, who Sean O'Malley's already beat. And then Henry Cejudo, who Merab's already beat. So that top 6 kind of, or 7 in a sense, in Song Yadong after that. So that top 8, if Merab hasn't beaten them, the guys he's beat have already beaten them. What's next for this guy? He's cleaned out this division. I'm assuming they're going to give Sean O'Malley the automatic rematch because there's no justifiable next contender. You could give it to Piotr Jan, but that is a matchup for Piotr Jan, which just probably gives him nightmares. I think it was he didn't land, but he went for 50 takedowns in a single fight, in a 5-round fight versus Piotr Jan. That is probably giving Piotr Jan nightmares. Piotr Jan was probably hoping Umar Nurmagomedov won that fight. I think Sean O'Malley deserves he doesn't deserve it. He'll get the instant rematch. But then off the back of that, I think they're going to do Umar versus Piotr Jan, and the winner of that will fight the winner of this. I think to beat Merab, you've got to finish him. You can win a decision, but you've got to outclass him. Someone like Sean O'Malley has the skill to outclass him. He just can't let him close the distance and take him down. That's the problem with this guy. He's just relentless. You're going to stuff the first 10 takedowns and he's going to go for 20 more. It's just, I don't know what you do with this guy. You've got to shut his lights out. Sean O'Malley has that capability, but Will he find it fast enough before he gets taken down and he gets worn down? It's just crazy because right now that division, a lot like the lightweight division where Islam's won, looks like they have no contenders, you know, and he's not going to go up in weight where he's going to fight, what's his name, Ilia Topuria, because they're friends. Would Alexandre Pantoja have enough in the arsenal and his tank to go, okay, let me try and become 2-weight world champion? I don't think so, because I don't think he's big enough. So crazy place Merab Dvalishvili is in right now. But yeah, I'd probably book the automatic rematch for Sean O'Malley just because it's an easy sell and you'll get the tickets. But off the back of this, there is the argument that a lot of people are making, and someone made it, I think, in the post-fight press conference where they said, you know, Merab, are you the greatest bantamweight of all time? And he goes, there's still guys like Aljo and Dominic Cruz. He has got one title defense so far, but his resume is one of the strongest in bantamweight history. And I just think he just needs to clear and lap this division, because I don't think there's any new contenders coming through anytime soon. I just think clean and lap this division again, beat the guys you've already beat. You know, if Sanhagen can get 1 or 2 more wins, maybe he can get him. That's a fresh name. I don't think Cheeto's going to get into a title picture anytime soon. I think, is it Henry Cejudo versus Song Yadong? Hopefully Song wins that. Can hopefully get another win and get into the title picture, but I don't think none of these guys are beating Merab. Maybe Asakura. Asakura goes, okay, maybe flyweights not for me. Let me put on the muscle and pack on the muscle and fight Merab. Maybe that would be a competitive bout, you know. And only if they didn't rob, you know, Jose Aldo in that loss versus Mario Batista. You know, even though Jose Aldo got kind of smothered by Merab, he had the best kind of showing of the guys. Umar had a great showing for 2 rounds, but you know, after the 3 rounds, he couldn't do it. If Umar can work on his cardio, I think he could have great success. But yeah, that's how I would book the guys going forward. Merab versus Sean and Umar versus Piotr kind of going forward. What did you guys think of the video? Do you think Merab Dvalishvili is the best bantamweight of all time? Put that down in the comments below. Does he certainly have the best bantamweight resume? Put that down in the comments below. Leave a like if you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more MMA and fight content coming soon. We hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll catch you in the next one.